Balthazar, the Blue Wizard, here. And in honor of All Hallows Eve, or Halloween as you mortals call it, I am here to put a spell on you. I want to put a spell on you. You will watch and subscribe to Pastor Tom's channel. I put a spell on you. And if you do not do as I say, I will send my dragon for you today. Iki-fi, iki-mai, iki-biki-biki-die. I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you. Good evening. Happy Halloween. Just glad you could join me tonight. Halloween was originally called All Hallows Eve because it is the night before All Saints Day, which is November the 1st. And I suppose it's also called Dios de Mortes by some of the. But either way, All Hallows Eve, as it was known, was a time when many people believed that the dead, that could communicate with the dead and their spirits roam freely throughout the earth. So it was a day to be respected and feared by many people. And then over time, it became more of a celebration where people would gather, have dances and games and stuff. And then, of course, it developed into what we now know as Halloween, where we give out candy and treats. And retailers make bukus of money off of costumes and candy, and dentists make money off the kids coming in for cavities afterwards. So it's just a big commercial deal now, like most other holidays. But it's still a fun one for most people. Even my 3 kids, I used to enjoy taking them trick-or-treating. And when I was a kid, I always enjoyed going trick-or-treating as well. So it's always been a fun thing, but over the years, it's also become a dangerous thing because there were times when nasty people would put razor blades and other things in candy, so you had to be very careful nowadays, especially where you take your kids. And I always made sure I inspected the candy well before they ate any of it. When the kids was growing up, and my parents did the same, even back when I was growing up, because a lot of times they took the best candy for themselves sometimes. But regardless of that, it is a time. I hope if you're too old to go out trick-or-treating yourself, then enjoy watching the youngsters go out. And if you are young enough to go out and spook somebody and have a good time and enjoy yourself. Also here to say, I've asked many times if I believe in ghosts, if ghosts are real. And I have to say that yes, I do believe in ghosts. And I tell people that the reason I believe in ghosts is because if spirits and ghosts and demons did not exist, then according to my faith, they wouldn't be mentioned in the Bible. So therefore, I believe they exist. And I have also had several experiences with ghosts, even though people tell me, hey, yeah, I was just dreaming. I know I wasn't. It happened. And I think part of the reason that it was the fact that from watching some of the newer ghost hunting and paranormal shows, now they have all said that spirits sometimes attach themselves to certain possessions that were theirs. And in each instance, I suppose it could be because I had a possession of the person that I saw. And the first one, of course, being my grandfather when he passed. and he passed. I wasn't able to get to the hospital to say my final goodbyes because my sister was dragging her feet. So when we got the call to get back to the hospital, by the time we got there, he had already passed. So after the funeral, settled down, and a few days later, they were just deciding to get his personal stuff. Of course, they had to wait before doing the personal property and stuff for all that to go. But in his personal possessions, he was going through who wanted what, and I got several possessions of his. But at the same time, I was still upset because I didn't get to say my final goodbye. But after getting those possessions, I woke up one night. Just woke up, and he was standing there beside of my bed. He wasn't see-through as a lot of people describe a spirit. He was like a solid being standing there. I could see him as clear as day. And when I spoke out to him, he just vanished. So that's why. So I guess he was just there to let me know that he was okay. He was in a better place, and I didn't need to be sad anymore. Then, because the second time was with my step-grandfather. Similar situation, but he passed on Thanksgiving night one year, and I was supposed to have gone over there to visit that day, see him and my grandmother, but something came up with some friends, and I just didn't get over there, and I was going the next day. Well, let's see, he passed, and then I found out that my grandmother told me that he'd been asking for me all day, wondering what time I was coming, when was I coming, and of course I didn't make it, and he passed in his rocking chair that he always sat in. And naturally, when my grandma started giving away his belongings, she asked me if I wanted a chair because nobody else wanted it, and she was going to put it up beside the curb if nobody wanted it. So I said I would take it because it was tattered and worn and needed to be reupholstered, and that was my intentions of doing, and I did finally get around to doing it. I still have the chair. But anyway, I woke up just out of the blue one night and happened to turn over, and he was there in that chair because I had it in my bedroom at the time because I wanted to wait till I got it covered before putting it out in another part of the house. But as soon as I woke up, saw him, I spoke his name, same thing, he vanished. So, and I guess the same thing, he just wanted to let me know that everything was fine. And the other time was when my grandmother passed. Same issues. And this time it was also a rocker chair, which I still have in my bedroom now, that she always sat in, and nobody else wanted it because the bottom, the springs, a lot of the great grandkids and stuff had jumped in it and broke the springs. So to set in it, you had to fill it full of cushions or it sank in. So nobody wanted it. So I did take it, and of course I had the springs fixed and everything, so I still have it. But anyway, same thing. I woke up, she was sitting in a chair, rocking with her hands folded like she always used to do, with a smile on her face. And as soon as I spoke, same thing, she disappeared. Because everybody swears up and down that I was just dreaming, but I know in my heart I was not dreaming. It was real. Their spirits were here. They were letting me know that everything was all right and I didn't need to worry or be sad anymore. So yes, I do believe in ghosts. And whether you believe in ghosts or not, that's your preference, but I do. And So, and now I guess I'll tell you a little story and close out this video because it's getting a little long. When I was younger, there was the story about this elderly lady who lived alone in a big old house down a dirt road, and she had a German Shepherd that she went everywhere with. He was her constant companion. She went everywhere with that dog, and supposedly most people were even scared to go set foot in her yard or get near her because of that dog. But supposedly her routine was every night before she'd go to bed. She'd let the dog out. He'd come back in. Then she would go around, lock up all the doors, and go upstairs, go to bed. And once she pulled the covers over her bed, she'd roll over, put her hand over to the side of the bed for the dog to lick her hand. And once the dog would lick her hand, she would say goodnight and turn out the light and go to sleep. Well, apparently one morning she woke up, rolled over, and there was the dog's head laying beside her with a note attached saying, "People can lick too." Happy Halloween. Have a good night. God bless.